that you love me, even if it's fake.
Hey, what's up, guys? It is Nathan from the MTG Phantom, and today we're going to be looking over my Aristocrats Lifegain deck. I really like this deck. It is super cool. I need to play it eventually, but for now, I'm just going to keep it like this. But if you guys want to play this deck or test it out, uh, I believe I made it on MTG Goldfish. I'll put the link in the description. So I titled it Aristocrats because I was getting lazy. First, let's start off with the creatures. Judge's Familiar. It's a creature that you can sacrifice and it counters a spell, which is good in Aristocrats because whenever you counter a spell, your opponent loses a life or he then once you and you gain one life, then it just triggers a bunch of stuff. You can also just use Nakatu Husk to sacrifice a creature. It's just really good. And I only run one, and I run two on the sideboard just in case. But for right now, run is all we need. I run Martyr of the Sands because you can just gain an insane amount of life if you have a large hand. Like just reveal a bunch of white cards and bam, you got like, let's say reveal two, bam, gained 8 life, which is really good. Next thing we run is Soul's Attendant, and what it does is whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you may gain 1 life. So let's say you're throwing in like a Martyr of the Sands or a Judge's Familiar, something cheap like that. Or let's say you're throwing in Lingering Souls, right? You throw a 2/1/1 Spirits, and you just gain 2 life there. And it's good because it's cheap, one, and you can play down multiple. Like let's say you have 3 down. Every time you play down a creature, bam, 3 lives. It's just really good, and especially in life gain. We have Blood Artist starting in our Aristocrat kind of style. Whenever Blood Artist or another creature dies, target player loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. So I believe if any creature dies on the battlefield at all, you gain 2. You gain a good amount of life. Like you gain like 1 life and he loses 1 life. So let's say you later in the game 2, you board wipe with Fumigate, right? You gain 1 life, you gain 2 life for every creature you kill. And it's just super good. I run Allergen's Pride Mate, and it's good. It's probably our best win condition because it'll just stack up 1/1 counters. Just over time, it'll just stack up 1/1 counters, and it's really good because whenever you gain a life, you put a 1/1 counter on Aladdin's Primate, right? So let's say every time you gain 1 life here, you get a +1/+1 counter. You use Blessed Alliance, you gain, it's a 6/6 now, and it is really good. Nakatu Husk, a very strict aristocrat. You want to sacrifice a creature, it becomes a 4/4, and I really like it just because it's already cool. Yeah. Fatal Push, you just destroy any creature that has 2 or less, or in some cases 4 or less, and it's 1 mana, which is really nice. We have Blessed Alliance. Like I said before, you can gain life and power up the Aladdin's Primate, or you can untap 2 target creatures, which could be good because if you wanted to attack twice with Nakatu Husk in the same turn, you could. Also, target opponent sacrifices attacking creature. If you're up against a deck like Polymorph or something that has 1 big attacker, and you just say no, and it's really good. It's really good. We have Lingering Souls, because then you create 2/1/1 spirit creatures, and it has flashback. So you can sacrifice those, or heck, you can attack with them. Sometimes it's just it's just a good card to have. You can help your Nakatu Husk become like a beast because if you sacrifice both, he becomes a 6/6, and it's really good. Uh, for lands, we want Concealed Courtyard. You can add it enters the battlefield untapped if you have two or less basic lands. It's good because early in the game you can play a lot of cards because we have a lot of early game cards. Like the most expensive card we have in the main deck is Lingering Souls and Nakatu Husk, which is 3, which isn't very much to be honest. Then we have Shambling Vent. You can create a creature by paying 3, and that's really good. So like let's say if you wanted to play, you just turn him into a creature, and he's really good. Also, this is just a land that gives you a life, so it's also good. Judge's Familiar is good. Just yeah. Sorry, going off to the sideboard. Judge's Familiar. You run 2 of those because sometimes you might want to counter more of your opponent's spells, and maybe not. We have Authority of the Councils because if you're running against tokens or an aggro deck, you can just like play that down, play 2, play 3, and if you have like 2 or 3 down, you gain like 3 life, and then you power up this guy, and it just gets ridiculous. Exquisite Blood is good, but expensive both mana wise and money wise. So if you're staying on a budget, I would suggest not putting this in your sideboard. But if you want to go all out with this deck, definitely put that in there. Elixir of Immortality. It is a very good card. You gain 5 life and you shuffle your discard pile and it back into your deck. So it counters mill decks and you gain life, right? And then we have Fumigate. It's good to counter tokens, board wipe. It's pretty simple. Unfortunately, however, it kills all creatures, so I'd really only use it when you absolutely need to. Uh, Anyways, that's it. Hope you like this deck because I like this deck. Uh, Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe because yeah, do it. Trust me, you won't regret it. Yeah, subscribe to the MTG Phantom. All right, bye.